Welcome to Booze on the Rocks, and today we're going to make a Blackberry Lemon Drop. Now this uses the classic lemon drop as its template, and that is of course lemon, sugar, vodka, and a little bit of triple sec, shake the crap out of it and put it in a nicely sugared rimmed cocktail and be like, yeah, fantastic. And it is a fantastic cocktail, which is one of the reasons it's been such a mainstay of cocktail culture. Now having said that, I've taken the recipe and modified it slightly to give us a little bit less lemon and a bunch of blackberry flavor. You're gonna get that sweet tartness and some fantastic color added to this cocktail. Now, this is a shaken cocktail, so make sure you have a shaking vessel handy, but before we get into making the cocktail, let's talk about those ingredients. The first thing you need is, of course, vodka. Now I'm using a little bit of polar ice vodka, it's 40% ABV, and we're going to add to that a little bit of triple sec. Now you could use Cointreau if you want. I'm using a little bit of Henke's, it's 23% ABV, and depending upon what brand you use will inform the height or the level of alcohol by volume, which anyways, doesn't matter. Let's get on to the next ingredient. You need simple syrup. I'm using a 1-to-1 simple syrup. This is 1 part water, 1 part sugar. Heat it up till it goes clear. Throw it in the back of the fridge till you're ready to make cocktails all night long, and it's good to go. Of course, you can't make a lemon drop without lemons, so I use fresh juice where possible. And to get our blackberry flavor, I'm using a bowl full of fresh blackberries. You just can't go wrong with this. So what you want to do is now grab your shaking vessel, and we are going to grab a total of 5 blackberries and throw it in the glass. Now your second ingredient is your lemon juice. And what I've done here is I've actually lowered the amount of lemon juice a little bit just to cut down the sharpness of the lemon flavor. However, what we are going to use is a total of 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils, and we'll just measure and pour that directly into the glass. Now I'm going to put this off to the side, and the reason for that is because I'm going to garnish the glass. Because nothing will happen with these ingredients. You can't get too many, it's not going to dilute. It can just sit there and draw a little bit of that flavor out. Now I am going to use a 6-ounce coupe. This is 180 mils. So what you want to do, of course, is grab yourself a little bit of sugar, pour it onto a plate, and you're going to grab your lemon, you're just going to rub the edge of the glass and then dip that glass into the sugar. Now before you're done with this, just sort of tap this to get the excess sugar off, and you get yourself a perfect sugar rim. So you're gonna grab your glass now, throw your other stuff off to the side, and you're gonna grab yourself a Muddle. And what we'll do is just pound this nice and tight. And you don't have to go too extreme with this because you will be pulverizing this a little bit. Well, a lot when you go to shake it. So that'll actually finish the breakup and the extraction of the juice into this cocktail. So grab your spirit of choice. Now I'm using some vodka. And curiously enough, and I'd like you to leave a comment down below, what would you do differently? Would you maybe go from a vodka to a vodka rum combo? Maybe try it with rum or even something like tequila? This I could see would work very, very good with a nice gin. Let me know below. So what you are going to do now is use 2 ounces or 60 milliliters. Your next ingredient is going to be your triple sec. Now we're just going to use a small amount of this. We're going to use a 1/2 ounce, which works out to 15 mils. We're going to follow this up with your 1-to-1 simple syrup. If you wanted to do a rich simple syrup, you could. I would just start with about 1/4 of an ounce. However, you'll need to adjust accordingly to catch that fine balance. But we're gonna sit with 1/2 ounce or 15 mils. So your next step in the process is to shake this with some ice. So what we are going to do is fill the glass all the way to the top with some nice cubed ice. Play catch while you're at it. Make sure you have a really good seal, because that way, when you flip it, it won't come apart. And you want to shake this for a good 8 to 10 seconds. Just a sec, this is spilling all over the place. See, it's a good thing you got to pay attention. And never shake at the person standing on the other side of the bar. All right, once you've shaken that till you get that nice little frost line, you want to make sure you pop this off with the strength of 1,000 blackberries, and you're going to put it off to the side. You're going to grab your coupe of choice. I'll just dry my hands off. And then what we're going to do is we are going to fine strain this because we want to keep out the chunks of ice crystals and of course the blackberry. Now one of the things that will happen is all the chunks of blackberry are going to kind of block up your strainer here. You're just going to want to make sure you use your spoon to get everything out. Put that off to the side. We're going to garnish this with 2 blackberries on a cocktail pin. Just put them in like so. And here you have a beautiful looking Blackberry Lemon Drop. So when you look at it, the color is absolutely fantastic. That sugar rim, beautiful to look at. Of course, the blackberries are there. So immediately I get a little bit of blackberry and lemon. Yeah, oh yeah. The vodka's there, you can taste the vodka. This is you get the sweetness from the sugar on the rim, you get the blackberry, and you get the lemon. Works gorgeously together. You just can't go wrong. If I'm looking at looks, easily 9 out of 10. Taste, 8.5, 9 out of 10 as well. Absolutely gorgeous. If you like cocktails like this, take a look after the recipe card right over here.